If you understand this, you'll never be poor again. Stop whatever you're doing for just 1 minute. Because what you're about to hear could completely change the way you see money for the rest of your life. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to attract wealth no matter what happens, while others work harder every single year and still struggle to pay their bills? Why do two people earn the same salary, yet one becomes financially free while the other stays trapped in debt? What if I told you that poverty isn't just about the amount of money in your bank account? It's about something much deeper, something almost nobody teaches in school, and something many wealthy people understand without ever talking about it. This one understanding has transformed ordinary people into millionaires, turned failures into business owners, and helped people escape lives they once believed they were stuck in forever. If you stay with me until the end of this video, you'll discover timeless principles that can completely change how you think about money, opportunity, and success. More importantly, you'll understand why some people remain poor for decades while others steadily build wealth, even when they start with nothing. Don't skip a single chapter. Each one builds on the last, and missing just one idea could mean missing the lesson that changes your financial future forever. Let's begin. Introduction. Most people spend their entire lives chasing money. They wake up early, work long hours, pay bills, worry about expenses, and repeat the same cycle year after year. Yet despite all that effort, many never achieve financial freedom. The surprising truth is that money isn't the real goal. Understanding is. Money comes and goes. Understanding stays. When you truly understand how wealth is created, protected, and multiplied, you stop depending on luck. You stop waiting for someone to rescue you. You begin making decisions that gradually transform your financial future. This video isn't about getting rich overnight. It's about changing the way you think forever. Because once your thinking changes, your actions change. When your actions change, your results change. And when your results change consistently, your entire life changes. So open your mind, put distractions aside, and pay close attention. The first lesson may seem simple, but it is the foundation of everything that follows. Chapter 1: Poverty begins in the mind before it appears in the wallet. Look around the world. Some people inherit wealth. Others build it from absolutely nothing. Many lose fortunes. Others recover after losing everything. What separates these people isn't simply the amount of money they have. It's the way they think. Every financial decision begins with a belief. If you believe money is impossible to earn, you'll stop looking for opportunities. If you believe success is only for lucky people, you'll convince yourself that trying is pointless. If you believe you have nothing valuable to offer the world, you'll never develop the skills that people are willing to pay for. The mind is the birthplace of every financial result. Long before wealth appears in your bank account, it appears in your daily habits, your choices, your discipline, your willingness to learn, and your ability to delay gratification. Think about this. Two people receive exactly the same paycheck. One spends every extra dollar on temporary pleasures. The other invests in learning new skills, saves consistently, and creates additional sources of income. 5 years later, their financial lives look completely different. Not because they earned different salaries at the beginning, but because they made different decisions every single day. This is why changing your financial future always begins with changing your thinking. However, mindset alone will never make you wealthy. There is another principle that silently determines whether money stays with you or disappears as quickly as it arrives. Most people break this rule without even realizing it. And that is exactly why they never escape financial struggle. In the next chapter, you'll discover the hidden law that controls where money flows, and why understanding it can completely change your future. Chapter 2: Money flows where value is created. Imagine two people walking into the same marketplace. The first person enters with empty hands, hoping someone would give them money. The second person enters carrying a solution that makes other people's lives easier. At the end of the day, who leaves with more money? The answer is obvious. Money is simply a reward for value. This is one of the greatest truths about wealth, yet millions of people spend their entire lives chasing money instead of creating value. Think about the people who earn the most in almost every industry. A skilled surgeon solves life-threatening problems. A software developer creates tools that save businesses thousands of hours. An entrepreneur builds products that millions of people need. A teacher changes the lives of students. An engineer designs systems that improve everyday living. None of these people are paid simply because they want money. They are paid because they solve problems. The greater the problem you solve, the greater the value you create, the greater your potential income becomes. This changes everything. Instead of asking, "How can I make more money?" start asking, "How can I become more valuable?" That single question can redirect your entire future. Because when you increase your value, your income often follows. Learning a new skill, improving your communication, mastering leadership, understanding sales, becoming dependable, developing creativity. These are investments that can continue paying you for years. Money may disappear. Skills rarely do. There are people who have lost everything, businesses, homes, investments, and rebuilt their wealth because they still possessed valuable knowledge and skills. Why? Because value cannot easily be taken away. The marketplace always has room for people who solve meaningful problems. But here's where many people make a costly mistake. They believe creating value is enough. It isn't. You can earn a high income and still end up broke. In fact, countless athletes, entertainers, and business owners have made millions, only to lose it all. Why? Because they mastered earning, but never mastered keeping. Let me tell you a story. The carpenter who learned the wrong lesson. Many years ago, there was a carpenter named Daniel. He was known throughout his town as one of the hardest workers anyone had ever seen. Before sunrise, he was already at work. After sunset, he was still building houses. Everyone admired his dedication. His income increased every year. Neighbors assumed Daniel was becoming wealthy. But behind closed doors, his life told a different story. Every raise brought a bigger house. Every successful project brought a newer car. Every extra payment disappeared almost as quickly as it arrived. Whenever friends asked how he was doing financially, he would smile and say, "I'm doing fine. I just need one more big contract." Years passed. He earned more than ever before. Yet he lived paycheck to paycheck. One rainy afternoon, while repairing the home of an elderly businessman, Daniel noticed something unusual. The businessman lived comfortably but not extravagantly. His furniture was simple. His clothes were ordinary. His car was over 10 years old. Curious, Daniel finally asked, "Sir, you've owned businesses for decades. Why don't you spend more? You can clearly afford it." The old man smiled. He placed his hammer on the table and replied, "Daniel, you think wealth is what people see. Wealth is what people don't see." Daniel looked confused. The businessman continued, "The expensive car everyone admires is not wealth. The investments that quietly grow while I sleep, that is wealth. The savings that protect my family, that is wealth. The businesses that earn money even when I'm resting, that is wealth." Those words struck Daniel like lightning. For the first time in his life, he realized he had confused income with wealth. He had spent years looking successful, instead of becoming financially secure. That day changed everything. He began saving before spending. He invested in tools that helped him earn more. He learned about investing. He started a small construction company. Within 10 years, Daniel wasn't just making money. He was building wealth. The lesson is simple. Income can make you comfortable, but only wise financial habits can make you free. And that leads us to one of the biggest mistakes almost everyone makes with money. It's a mistake so common that even high-income earners fall into it every single month. Understanding this principle could save you years of financial struggle. In the next chapter, you'll discover the dangerous trap that keeps people working hard their entire lives without ever becoming truly wealthy, and how to escape it forever. Chapter 3: The Trap That Keeps Millions Poor, Living to Impress Instead of Living to Build. Imagine receiving a salary increase tomorrow. You feel excited. You promise yourself that this time, you'll save more money. You'll invest. You'll finally begin building the future you've always dreamed of. But then something happens. You see your friend buy a new phone. A coworker arrives with a brand new car. Someone on social media posts pictures from an expensive vacation. Suddenly, what you already have no longer feels enough. Without realizing it, you begin spending more, not because you need to, but because you want to keep up. This is one of the most dangerous financial traps in the world. It's called lifestyle inflation. The more people earn, the more they spend. Instead of using extra income to build wealth, they use it to create a more expensive life. The result? Higher income, higher expenses. The same financial stress. Many people look rich. Very few are actually wealthy. A luxury car can be financed. Designer clothes can be bought with borrowed money. A beautiful house can come with decades of debt. But genuine wealth is different. Wealth is having peace of mind because your money is working for you. Wealth is having choices. Wealth is being able to help your family without falling into financial trouble yourself. One of the greatest lies society tells us is this: if people think you're successful, then you are successful. But appearances don't pay bills. Appearances don't create financial freedom. Appearances don't secure your future. The people who become truly wealthy often make decisions that look boring. They save when others spend. They invest when others show off. They learn while others are entertained. They think years ahead while others think only about today. This doesn't mean you should never enjoy your money. It means your money should first build your future before it funds your lifestyle. Ask yourself this question: are you buying things to improve your life, or to impress people who may not even care? That one question has changed countless financial futures. Now let me tell you a story. Story: The Two Brothers. There were once two brothers named Michael and David. They both graduated from university in the same year. They both found good jobs. They both earned nearly the same salary. At first, their lives looked almost identical. When Michael received his first paycheck, he celebrated by buying the latest phone. Soon after, he upgraded his wardrobe. Then he took out a loan to buy a flashy car. His friends admired him. People said, "Michael is really making it in life." David made different choices. He still celebrated his success, but he set aside part of every paycheck before spending anything. He bought books. He attended training courses. He learned about investing. He started a small side business after work. His friends laughed at him. "Why are you living so simply?" they asked. "Life is short. Enjoy your money." David would simply smile. 5 years passed. Michael's salary had increased, but so had his debts. Every month felt like a race just to keep up with payments. Despite earning more than ever, he constantly worried about money. David's life looked very different. His investments had grown. His side business was earning steady income. He no longer depended entirely on his salary. One day, the company where both brothers worked announced major layoffs. Michael panicked. Without his paycheck, he had no way to cover his debts. David was concerned too, but he wasn't afraid. His savings gave him time. His investments continued growing. His business continued producing income. That difficult season revealed something important. Michael had built an impressive lifestyle. David had built a strong financial foundation. One looked wealthy. The other actually was. Years later, Michael admitted something that changed his life. He said, "I spent years trying to look rich. I should have spent those years becoming rich." That sentence is worth remembering. Never sacrifice your future for temporary appearances. Build assets before you build status. Build freedom before you build luxury. Because the people who delay small pleasures today often enjoy far greater freedom tomorrow. But even after escaping this trap, there is another lesson that separates ordinary earners from truly wealthy people. It's a lesson about time, a force so powerful that it can quietly multiply your money while you sleep. Most people discover it too late. Those who understand it early give themselves one of the greatest financial advantages possible. In the next chapter, you'll discover why time is the greatest wealth-building tool in the world, and how even small actions today can create extraordinary results in the future. Chapter 5: Your comfort zone is costing you more than you realize. Have you ever noticed that the biggest opportunities in life often feel uncomfortable at first? Starting a business is uncomfortable. Learning a new skill is uncomfortable. Speaking in front of people is uncomfortable. Applying for a better job is uncomfortable. Investing your money after careful research can feel uncomfortable. Almost everything that changes your life begins with uncertainty. Yet most people spend their entire lives avoiding discomfort. They choose what is familiar instead of what is possible. And without realizing it, they trade a lifetime of growth for a lifetime of safety. Here's a truth that many people discover too late. Your comfort zone may feel safe, but it is one of the most expensive places you can live. Nothing grows there. A seed cannot become a tree if it refuses to break open. An eagle cannot learn to fly if it never leaves the nest. Likewise, a person cannot build wealth by repeating the same habits while expecting different results. Think about your own life. How many opportunities have you ignored because you were afraid of failing? How many ideas have you kept to yourself because you worried about what others would think? How many books have you planned to read? How many skills have you wanted to learn? How many dreams have you postponed because you kept telling yourself, "I'll start tomorrow"? Tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next month. Before long, years have passed. And the greatest cost isn't the money you didn't earn. It's the person you never became. Growth demands courage. Every successful entrepreneur, investor, inventor, and leader has faced fear. The difference is not that they were fearless. The difference is that they refused to let fear make their decisions. Fear says, "What if I fail?" Wisdom asks, "What if I succeed?" Fear focuses on temporary discomfort. Vision focuses on lifelong rewards. If you want a different future, you must be willing to make different choices today. Now let me tell you a story that perfectly illustrates this lesson. Story: The Boat That Never Sailed. In a small fishing village, there lived a young man named Samuel. From childhood, he dreamed of becoming a great sea captain. Every evening, he would sit on the shore, watching large ships disappear over the horizon. He imagined exploring distant lands, building a successful trading business, and creating a better life for his family. One day, after years of saving, Samuel finally bought his own boat. It wasn't the biggest boat in the harbor, but it was strong enough to begin his journey. The villagers congratulated him. "This is your chance," they said. But Samuel hesitated. "What if a storm comes?" he thought. "What if I lose everything? What if I'm not experienced enough?" So instead of sailing, he kept his boat safely tied to the dock. Days became weeks. Weeks became months. Months became years. Every morning he polished the boat. He repaired it. He protected it from the rain. People admired how clean and beautiful it looked. But one old sailor noticed something different. One afternoon, the old man walked over and quietly asked, "Samuel, why did you buy this boat?" "To sail across the sea," Samuel replied. The old sailor smiled sadly. "But you've mistaken safety for purpose." Samuel looked confused. The sailor continued, "A boat is safest when it stays in the harbor. But that's not what boats are built for." Those words pierced Samuel's heart. He realized he had spent years protecting his dream instead of pursuing it. The next morning, before sunrise, he untied the ropes. His hands trembled. His heart raced. The sea was uncertain. The journey wasn't easy. He faced storms. He made mistakes. He even considered turning back more than once. But with every voyage, he became wiser, more confident, more skilled. Years later, Samuel owned a fleet of trading ships that employed hundreds of people. When young sailors asked him the secret of his success, he always gave the same answer. "My life changed the day I stopped asking how to stay safe and started asking what I was created to do." That lesson applies to every area of life. Your talents were not given to remain hidden. Your dreams were not placed in your heart to stay there forever. Your potential cannot grow while it remains tied to the dock of fear. The first step will never feel completely comfortable, but neither does remaining stuck. One kind of discomfort lasts for a moment. The other lasts for a lifetime. Choose wisely. Because every great achievement begins with one courageous decision. But even courage alone isn't enough. Many people work hard, take risks, and step outside their comfort zone, yet they still struggle financially. Why? Because they ignore one powerful principle that quietly determines the direction of their entire life. It's the principle of the people you spend the most time with. In the next chapter, you'll discover why your circle can either multiply your opportunities or quietly keep you trapped, and how choosing the right people can completely transform your financial future. Because eventually, you begin to think like the people you consistently learn from. And that brings us to a lesson that separates those who stay busy from those who become truly wealthy. Many people work hard their entire lives. Very few learn how to make their efforts multiply. In the next chapter, you'll discover the difference between working for money and making money work for you, and why this understanding can change your financial future forever. And that brings us to a lesson that separates those who stay busy from those who become truly wealthy. Many people work hard their entire lives. Very few learn how to make their efforts multiply. In the next chapter, you'll discover the difference between working for money and making money work for you, and why this understanding can change your financial future forever. Chapter 6. The people around you are shaping your financial future. Take a moment and think about the 5 people you spend the most time with. Not the people you admire from a distance. Not the celebrities you follow online. The people whose voices you hear regularly. The people whose opinions influence your decisions. The people who affect your mood, your ambition, and your habits. Now ask yourself, are these people pulling you forward or holding you in place? This may be one of the most important financial questions you'll ever ask. Because wealth is rarely built in isolation. Ideas come from people. Opportunities come from people. Partnerships come from people. Knowledge comes from people. Encouragement comes from people. And unfortunately, discouragement also comes from people. If you constantly surround yourself with people who complain, avoid responsibility, mock ambition, and spend without thinking, their mindset will slowly become your mindset. You may not notice it at first, but attitudes are contagious. On the other hand, when you spend time with people who are learning, building, saving, investing, and taking action, something begins to change inside you. You start thinking bigger. You begin asking better questions. You see possibilities you never saw before. Your standards rise. And when your standards rise, your life often rises with them. This doesn't mean you should abandon friends or become arrogant. It means you must protect your mind. A seed cannot grow in poisoned soil. Likewise, your potential cannot fully develop in an environment that constantly feeds fear, negativity, and limitation. Many people remain poor not because they lack talent, but because they have accepted a small vision of what is possible. They have spent years listening to people who have never built the life they desire. Be careful whose advice you follow. Never take financial advice from someone who is careless with money. Never take business advice from someone who has never built anything. Never let someone who gave up on their dreams convince you to give up on yours. Now let me tell you a story. The tea shop conversation. A young man named Joseph worked in a small tea shop in Lagos. He earned just enough to survive. Every evening after work, he sat with a group of friends. Their conversations were always the same. The economy is bad. Nobody can succeed without connections. Rich people are corrupt. There's no point trying. Joseph listened for years. He began believing those words. He stopped applying for better jobs. He stopped learning new skills. He stopped dreaming. One day, an older customer who visited the tea shop regularly noticed Joseph's intelligence. The man asked, "Why are you still here?" Joseph laughed and repeated what his friends always said. The old man smiled and invited him to a weekend business workshop. Joseph almost refused. But something inside him said, "Go." That decision changed everything. For the first time, he met people who talked differently. Instead of complaining, they discussed ideas. Instead of blaming others, they discussed solutions. Instead of focusing on what they lacked, they focused on what they could create. Joseph felt uncomfortable. He realized he had been living in a mental cage built by the conversations around him. He began spending less time at the tea shop and more time learning. He took free online courses. He learned digital marketing. He started helping small businesses advertise online. His income slowly increased. Then it doubled. Then it tripled. Years later, Joseph owned a marketing agency. One evening, he returned to the same tea shop. His old friends were still sitting there, still complaining, still waiting for life to change. Joseph understood something painful but powerful. The biggest difference between his old life and his new life was not opportunity. It was environment. The conversations you listen to every day are programming your future. If you want to change your life, change the quality of the voices that influence your mind. Read books written by people who have achieved what you want. Listen to people who challenge you to grow. Spend time with those who inspire action, not excuses. Because eventually, you begin to think like the people you consistently learn from. And that brings us to a lesson that separates those who stay busy from those who become truly wealthy. Many people work hard their entire lives. Very few learn how to make their efforts multiply. In the next chapter, you'll discover the difference between working for money and making money work for you, and why this understanding can change your financial future forever. Chapter 7: Make money work for you, or you'll work for money forever. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning. You check your phone. While you were sleeping, your investments earned money. A business made sales. A book you wrote was purchased. A digital product was downloaded. Your money continued working, even though you weren't. Now imagine the opposite. The only time you earn money is when you're physically working. The moment you stop working, your income stops too. Which life would you rather have? This is one of the greatest differences between people who struggle financially and people who achieve lasting wealth. Most people spend their entire lives working for money. The wealthy learn how to make money work for them. This doesn't happen overnight. It starts with one simple decision. Stop thinking only about earning income. Start thinking about building assets. An asset is something that puts money into your pocket. A liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. The more assets you build, the more financial freedom you create. These assets can take many forms. A business. A valuable skill that commands higher pay. Investments. Rental property. A YouTube channel. Books. Online courses. A product that solves people's problems. These things continue creating value long after the work of building them is done. Think about a fruit tree. The person who eats all the fruit enjoys one good meal. The person who plants the seeds creates an orchard that can feed generations. Many people consume everything they earn. Few people plant financial seeds. Every paycheck gives you a choice. Spend it all today, or let part of it build tomorrow. The decision may seem small, but repeated over years, it changes everything. Remember this. The goal isn't just to earn more. The goal is to own more. Own assets. Own skills. Own ideas. Own things that continue producing value. Now let me tell you a story that perfectly illustrates this truth. Story: The Baker Who Changed His Future. There was once a young baker named Emmanuel. Every morning, he woke up at 3:30 a.m. Before the sun rose, he was already mixing flour, kneading dough, and baking bread. His bread was delicious. Customers loved it. Every day, he sold almost everything he baked. As the years passed, Emmanuel earned more money than ever before. But something troubled him. If he became sick, the bakery closed. If he took a vacation, no bread was sold. His income depended completely on his presence. One afternoon, an elderly customer asked him, "Emmanuel, who is working for whom?" The baker smiled. "I work for my business." The old man shook his head. "No. Your business is working you. Those words stayed with Emmanuel for weeks. He realized the customer was right. He didn't own freedom. He owned a demanding job. So he began making changes. He trained 2 assistants. Then 4. He documented every recipe. He taught others how to maintain his standards. Eventually, he opened another bakery managed by someone else. Then another. Years later, Emmanuel still loved baking. But now he baked because he wanted to. Not because he had to. His businesses continued serving customers whether he was present or not. One evening, a young entrepreneur asked him, "What changed your life?" Emmanuel smiled and replied, "The day I stopped asking, 'How can I work harder?' and started asking, 'How can I build something that keeps working after I'm done?'" That is the mindset that transforms income into wealth. Not everyone will own a chain of bakeries. But everyone can begin building assets. Learn a skill. Create something valuable. Invest wisely. Build systems. Think beyond today's paycheck. Every small asset you build today becomes another worker helping you build tomorrow. And here's something even more important. None of these principles matter if you don't act on them consistently. Knowledge without action creates nothing. Ideas without execution remain dreams. Potential without discipline stays unrealized. That is why the next lesson may be the most important one in this entire journey. Because it reveals the hidden force that separates people who know what to do from those who actually change their lives. In the next chapter, you'll discover why discipline is worth more than motivation, and how mastering it can make success almost inevitable. Chapter 8. Discipline will take you where motivation never can. Have you ever felt inspired after watching a powerful video, reading a great book, or attending a motivational event? You promise yourself, "This time, my life is going to change." For a few days, you woke up early. You worked harder. You stayed focused. But then life happened. You became tired. Problems appeared. The excitement faded. And slowly, you returned to your old habits. This is why millions of people remain exactly where they are. They depend on motivation. But motivation is an emotion. And emotions change. Some mornings you'll feel unstoppable. Other mornings you won't feel like doing anything. If your success depends on how you feel, your future will always be uncertain. The people who build lasting wealth understand a different principle. They don't rely on motivation. They rely on discipline. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It means saving money when everyone else is spending. It means reading another chapter when others are scrolling through social media. It means investing consistently instead of waiting for the perfect time. It means showing up every day, even when no one is watching. Success isn't usually built by one extraordinary decision. It's built by thousands of ordinary decisions made consistently. One extra hour of learning each day. One unnecessary expense avoided. One more sales call. One more page read. One more workout. One more attempt after failure. These small actions seem insignificant in the moment. But over months and years, they create extraordinary results. Think about water dripping onto a rock. One drop changes nothing. But millions of drops, falling consistently, can carve through solid stone. That's the power of discipline. It doesn't look impressive on a single day. Its power is revealed over time. Now let me tell you a story that demonstrates this lesson. Story: the young musician who refused to quit. There was a young man named Daniel who dreamed of becoming a world-class pianist. He admired famous musicians and imagined performing before thousands of people. One day, he asked an old piano teacher, "How do I become great?" The teacher smiled and said, "Practice every single day." Daniel expected a secret technique. Instead, he received simple advice. For the first month, he practiced faithfully. Then he became bored. Some days he felt tired. Other days he wanted to spend time with friends. He began skipping practice. Weeks later, he noticed something disappointing. He wasn't improving. Frustrated, he returned to the teacher. "Maybe I don't have enough talent," he said. the teacher quietly asked. How many days did you practice this month? Daniel lowered his head. Only when I felt inspired. The teacher smiled gently. That's your problem. Greatness doesn't visit those who practice when they feel like it. It belongs to those who practice because they made a decision. Those words changed Daniel forever. He created a simple rule. No matter how he felt, he would practice. Some days he practiced for hours. Other days, only 30 minutes. But he never skipped. Months became years. His hands became faster. His confidence grew. His music became beautiful. People who heard him perform would often say, "You're so talented." They never saw the thousands of quiet mornings when no audience was watching. They never saw the sacrifices. They never saw the discipline. Years later, Daniel became one of the most respected musicians in his country. When interviewers asked for the secret behind his success, he always gave the same answer. Talent opened the door. Discipline kept me inside. The same principle applies to building wealth. Financial freedom isn't built by occasional good decisions. It's built by consistent good decisions. The wealthy save consistently. They learn consistently. They invest consistently. They improve consistently. They don't wait until they feel ready. They act because they know that today's discipline creates tomorrow's freedom. If you can master discipline, you gain a powerful advantage over those who rely only on excitement. Because excitement comes and goes. Discipline stays. And discipline, repeated long enough, produces results that look like miracles to everyone else. But there is one final truth that brings every lesson in this video together. It's the principle that determines whether all this knowledge becomes a better life, or remains nothing more than information. In the final chapter, you'll discover the one decision that separates people who only dream about wealth from those who actually achieve it. It may be the most life-changing lesson of all, so don't miss it. Chapter 9, the decision that changes everything. Right now, as you listen to these words, your future is quietly waiting for one thing: a decision. Not tomorrow. Not next month. Not when you have more money. Not when life becomes easier. Today, every successful person can point to one moment when they stopped making excuses and started taking responsibility. That moment didn't instantly make them rich. It made them different. And being different eventually produced different results. The truth is this: your life tomorrow is being created by the decisions you make today. Every book you choose to read, every skill you choose to learn, every dollar you choose to save or waste, every hour you choose to invest or lose, every person you choose to spend time with. These decisions may seem small, but together they become your destiny. Many people spend years waiting for the perfect opportunity. But successful people understand something powerful. Opportunity often appears after you begin moving, not before. You don't need to know every step. You only need enough courage to take the first one. Maybe your first step is learning a new skill. Maybe it's starting that small business you've been thinking about. Maybe it's opening a savings account. Maybe it's creating content online. Maybe it's paying off debt one payment at a time. Maybe it's finally believing that your past does not have to decide your future. Whatever it is, start. Because action creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence creates bigger actions. And bigger actions create extraordinary results. Now let me tell you one final story. Story, the stone cutter. Many years ago, a young stone cutter was hired to carve enormous blocks of rock for a new temple. On his first day, he lifted his heavy hammer and struck the stone. Nothing happened. He struck it again. Still nothing. 10 times. 20 times. 50 times. The rock remained unchanged. People passing by laughed. "You'll never break that stone," they said. But the old master standing nearby simply smiled. "Keep swinging." The young man obeyed. He continued striking the rock every single day. 100 blows. 200. 300. Still no visible crack. His hands became sore. His muscles ached. He wondered if everyone else was right. Then, on what seemed like an ordinary strike, crack! The massive stone split cleanly into two. People who witnessed it said, "That last hit broke the rock." The old master shook his head. No, it wasn't the last blow. It was every single blow that came before it. That is exactly how success works. People see the breakthrough. They don't see the years of preparation. They celebrate the victory. They don't see the discipline. They admire the wealth. They don't see the sacrifices. Your breakthrough may be much closer than you think. Don't stop because you cannot yet see the results. The roots are growing. The stone is weakening. The opportunity is approaching. Keep learning. Keep saving. Keep building. Keep believing. One day, all those small actions will combine into the moment everyone else calls an overnight success. But you'll know the truth. It happened because you refused to quit. Final message: you'll never be poor again. If you truly understand this, if you remember only one lesson from this entire video, let it be this. Wealth is not something you chase. It is something you build. You build it with your thoughts. You build it with your habits. You build it with your discipline. You build it by creating value. You build it by investing in yourself. You build it by choosing growth over comfort. You build it by surrounding yourself with people who inspire you. You build it by planting seeds today that will become forests tomorrow. Never believe that you're too late. Never believe that your background determines your future. Some of the world's most successful people started with nothing except a dream, a willingness to learn, and the courage to take the first step. If they could change their lives, so can you. The question is not whether you have potential. The question is whether you'll use it. Years from now, you'll either be grateful that you started today, or you'll wish you had. The choice is yours. So make the decision. Take the first step. Stay consistent. And never stop growing. Because once you truly understand these principles, and live by them, you won't just earn more money. You'll become the kind of person who knows how to create wealth, protect it, and use it to build a life of purpose, freedom, and lasting impact. Thank you for watching. If this message inspired you, subscribe to Psychology of Success, share this video with someone who needs it, and remember our motto: master your mind. Transform your life. Extended closing reflection and call to action. Before you leave this video, I want you to do something that could change your life. Don't just close this video and move on to the next one. Take a moment. Be completely honest with yourself. Ask yourself these questions. What is the biggest financial mistake I've been repeating? What habit is keeping me from becoming the person I want to be? What skill can I start learning today that my future self will thank me for? If I continue living exactly as I do now, where will I be 5 years from today? Those questions may feel uncomfortable. But growth always begins with honesty. Remember, your future isn't built by what you know. It's built by what you do consistently. You don't have to become wealthy in one day. You don't have to know everything before you begin. You don't need perfect timing. You simply need to start. Read one page. Save $1. Learn one new idea. Improve one skill. Take one step. Then take another. And another. The distance between where you are and where you want to be is crossed one faithful step at a time. Never underestimate the power of small beginnings. The tallest oak tree was once a tiny acorn. The strongest river begins as a small stream. Every great company started with one idea. Every successful investor made a first investment. Every master was once a beginner. And every wealthy person once had a day when they decided, I refuse to let my current situation define my future. Let that day be today. A final story to remember. There is an old story about two bricklayers working side by side. A traveler approached the first man and asked, "What are you doing?" The man wiped the sweat from his face and replied, "I'm laying bricks. It's exhausting work." The traveler thanked him and walked to the second bricklayer. He asked the same question. The second man smiled and said, I'm building a cathedral that will inspire generations long after I'm gone. Both men were doing the same work, using the same tools, working under the same sun. But one saw only today's struggle. The other saw tomorrow's purpose. That is the difference mindset makes. When you only focus on today's difficulties, life feels heavy. But when you connect today's effort to tomorrow's vision, every sacrifice gains meaning. Don't just work for today's paycheck. Work for tomorrow's freedom. Don't just save money. Build a legacy. Don't just chase success. Become someone worthy of success. Because money can be lost. Possessions can disappear. Markets can rise and fall. But a disciplined mind, a valuable skill, a strong character, and a commitment to lifelong learning, those are treasures that no one can easily take from you. So as you leave this video, remember these words. Your past is a lesson, not a life sentence. Your current situation is temporary. Your decisions from this moment forward will shape the life you live tomorrow. Choose growth. Choose discipline. Choose wisdom. Choose action. And one day, you'll look back at this chapter of your life with gratitude because it was the moment everything began to change. Thank you for investing your time with Psychology of Success. If this video inspired you, leave a comment below with one word. Build. Let that word be your commitment, not just to building wealth, but to building character, wisdom, discipline, and a future that your family and future generations will be proud of. Until next time, master your mind. Transform your life. Thank you for watching Psychology of Success. If this video brought you value, subscribe, like, and share it with someone who is committed to growth. Remember, success is not something you find, it's something you build, one decision at a time. Because the future belongs to those who take action today. Master your mind. Transform your life. I'll see you in the next lesson.